So behind me, I have a 2023 Honda Pilot Trailsport all-wheel drive. Let's take a look at this and then take it for a drive. So right away, you can see it has a Trailsport badging here in orange. And then if you follow it around to the back, you get another Trailsport badge right there. And then they are going to follow that orange color into the interior with the stitching that we'll look at in just a minute. This Honda Pilot Trailsport has a 3.5 liter V6, gets 285 horsepower with a 10-speed automatic transmission. Now the Trailsport gets a lifted suspension. It adds in skid plates. You also get a lower door brush guard, is what they are calling it. This is going to come in at about 18 miles per gallon in the city and about 23 out on the highway. The base price on this is going to be $48,350. And this one that we are looking at today is going to be $48,745. Now, let's take a look around and check out the cargo area. Everybody likes to know how much room does this have. It does have a powered lift gate. Now, there isn't a whole lot of room back here. It might be about 2 feet deep or so. But when you drop the third row seating, yes, this has 3 rows of seating, which you pull on this tab and then you push forward, drops it down. Same thing here, drops them down. It does drop down flat. As you can see, that is really flat. That gives you a lot larger amount of space. Probably about 5 feet deep and probably 4 foot wide, somewhere in that range. And then I'm sure that you can also drop the second row, which it looks like it has a button up there in the side that will drop that second row, and you can add even more space. So this is a very, very large vehicle, probably about the same size as, say, a Ford Explorer, somewhere in that range. So let's take a look at the rest of the interior. So we'll start here in the driver. Now, I said that the Trailsport carried that orange stitching in, and it does right there on the door armrest. And then you also have the Trailsport all-weather mat. The stitching is also in the seat and up on the headrest. You've got it on the center console there. You even got the stitching going up and around the steering wheel. It's really nice touch. It's just a subtle touch. It's not anything crazy, but it does make it look a lot better. Some manufacturers go overboard on the colors on the inside, but I think this just looks nice. Now you can see all the way back to that third row. You've got a big 12-inch instrument cluster here, and then you've got about a 10-inch infotainment screen. All of your climate controls are down below with knobs and all of that. Here is your gear selector. So you've got push down for park, you pull for reverse, push down for neutral, and push down for drive. Interesting, it's the first time I have actually used this setup. I know that it is fairly common. And apparently we have some multiple drive modes. Sport mode is up, and then you've got normal, economy, snow, trail, sand, and tow. So, you know, of course, we need to drive it in sport mode. And there's really not a whole lot on the infotainment screen for any major functions. Basically does all of your Android Auto and Apple CarPlay and all of your major radio functions and stuff like that. So nothing crazy, no hidden stuff inside the infotainment screen. The steering wheel, of course, you've got your radio settings on the one side, and you have all your drive modes on the other side, including your cruise control and adaptive cruise control, and also lane keep assist. Getting in the back, you can see my seat is where I'm going to be sitting, and it looks like there's a decent amount of room. Second row has captain's chairs. So I've gotten in here, and as you can see, plenty of space with my knees, plenty of space with my head, got about 3 inches or so, plenty of room back here. Here is your climate controls for the second row. They do have vents in the door, in the sides for the third row, which is nice, and you do have a USB plug right there. Okay, so that was the outside and the inside. So let's go take this for a drive now. We have got it in sport mode, and we're gonna see what we can get out of this 3.5 liter V6. Got 285 horsepower. Now this is naturally aspirated engine. There is no turbocharger on this one. I think this is it sounds and feels like a good engine. Exhaust does sound pretty good for a V6. It's kind of impressive. I don't know. I don't know if it's got enough power or the power that I'm expecting it to have. Okay, we are going to hit the road. Let's get this thing up here. It definitely can get loud. But I'm not feeling the pull from it. I can hear it revving really loud, and it's accelerating, but I don't know. I don't think it's got enough power to move this size of a machine. It just feels like it needs something more. Oh, that was very nice over the railroad tracks, very, very smooth. It sounds good, and the acceleration is smooth when you're just lightly accelerating. But we're gonna pull out here and we're gonna do a quick launch. This is all-wheel drive. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Really loud. There was 60. Yeah, it's not fast. Yeah, not fast. I'd say the 0 to 60 on this is probably between 6 and 7 seconds. But it is very, very loud. That engine really gets revved up there, and it's borderline red lines before it shifts in sport. And I just don't feel the power, the kick that you feel that you should get from 285 horsepower. I think this thing probably needs a turbo on it. This thing probably needs more like around 320, 330 horsepower. Would be my guess. So these curves are 25 miles an hour. Yeah, not much body roll. It feels actually pretty good. Accelerate out of the corners very well. I don't feel out of control at all. Yeah, and then it holds the gear. I don't know if you can hear that, but it really holds the gear to slow you back down. I don't know. I think it needs more power. It's got enough to do the job. It's not that it feels sluggish or anything. It just doesn't feel snappy. Very easy to drive, corners very well, very little body roll. And for the everyday person, then this is going to be perfectly fine, no problem. All right, well, thanks for joining me on another drive in this 2023 Honda Pilot Trailsport all-wheel drive. 3-row vehicle, 285 horsepower. I think it'll be perfect for your family.